Are you thinking about veneers to enhance your smile? Today, cosmetic dentist Dr. Michael Allen joins us to review smile enhancement procedures and rate whether they are beautiful or not. Stick to the end because he is going to uncover the hype around one of the most popular veneer trends on social media right now. The truth might influence the choices you make about enhancing your smile. Dr. Allen, welcome.
Thank you.
Beauty Seekers, stay with us because at the end of this interview, Dr. Allen is going to uncover the hype behind one of the biggest veneer trends on social media right now. And that knowledge may change your smile enhancement plans.
I'm excited to be on here today. This is tons of fun.
How old can composite veneers get before they change from beautiful to not?
Probably pretty old if they're maintained right. I would say, I think there was a study that said over 10 or 14 years, I can't remember the exact number of years, they will lose a half a millimeter of facial thickness due to wear. So that means that they're going to not be so polished anymore, just from natural wear. So if you get them polished on a regular basis, maybe you go in every 6 months or every year and get a good polishing on them. I think they can be beautiful for a really long time. I don't think, especially with the newer composites that you're using, with these nano hybrid filled, they have these little round pieces of glass in there. They polish really nice, and the technology is only getting better. So I wouldn't say that there's like a certain expiration date on them or anything like that. Just like anything else in the mouth, I'll say it depends on how the owner of them treats them. And if they're maintained really well, it's just like a car. If you're going to change the oil and change the belts, and do your regular maintenance, it could last you for 500,000, maybe even 1,000,000 miles. But if you just drive the heck out of it and don't pay any attention to that, they probably won't last very long.
Okay, maintenance like anything.
Just like anything else.
How long have you seen composite veneers last and look good?
Probably 8 to 10 years is the most I've seen, but I know there's some out there that are better than that. Again, it comes down to the clinician who is placing it as well. Did they use a good composite? Did they use really good techniques? And how well did you maintain it? In my office, though, yeah, probably 8 to 10 years is the longest I've seen them still look good. Where I wasn't like, these are looking a little dingy. Maybe we should replace these.
Okay.
So,
and then,
but it all depends on the eye of the patient too. Just because I don't think it looks good doesn't mean they don't.
Right. Can you briefly cover what it takes to replace? That sounds like a big job to me.
To replace a veneer or a composite veneer, you just have to remove it. And so you can use a laser to remove it. You can use a drill to remove it. Those are the two main ways to take them off. Typically, the patients will need to be numb, and that can cause a little bit of trauma to the gum tissue as well, and sometimes a little bit of trauma to the tooth underneath there. And so it's not a fun process. I don't enjoy taking anything off. I just took a crown off a couple of minutes ago. That's why I was a little late to the podcast, because I was taking a crown off, and it takes some time, and it's not fun, but it can be done. It can be done very predictably in most cases. There's always the potential for something to not go as planned, I'll say, and you could have some trauma to the underlying tooth, but that's not the normal. That's the exception to the rule, I would say.
Okay. Back in the day, my son had to get a crown. He was just a child. It was on a baby tooth, and then it fell out, and his tooth was rotten underneath. Is that a risk with?
So it's a little different between baby teeth and adult teeth.
Okay.
Probably with baby teeth, he had a pulpotomy done to that tooth, and they don't fit tight like the adult crowns do, where the margins are completely sealed. Stainless steel, it was probably metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those metal crowns, they just kind of fit over the top, and it's not perfect, but we know that it doesn't have to last that long. We know that we can get 5 years out of it. We're good to go. Whereas you would be disappointed if you only got 5 years out of a $2,000 crown. So, we bond those a lot better. And typically adults are a little bit more patient to go through the process than kids are.
Okay. Two different stories. Does it help maintain long-term veneer beauty or not to wear a retainer at night?
I'm a big fan of that. Absolutely. I don't think it helps with the beauty necessarily, but teeth are shifting all the time, like all the time. They're always moving. If you just push on your teeth right now, it'll wiggle a little bit because it's got a periodontal ligament that is holding it in place. And so I would say that more than anything, it helps to retain the proper position of the tooth. Whereas Some people are grinders. So you might chip or damage the veneers if you're a heavy grinder, because you can control that during the day, but at night you don't know what you're doing. If you have sleep apnea or something like that, you might be banging on them really hard, causing chippage and breakage, and you don't want that. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. All of my patients who get veneers go home with some type of a night guard, and a lot of times it's just a retainer.
Okay, great. Okay, good to know. I thought I made that up.
No, you're right on. You're on point there.
Beautiful or not, a veneer result where the teeth look perfect. However, the gum line maybe is somehow off.
No, as part of your smile design, the gums need to be taken into consideration. Most of the time, I'm using a laser to reshape the gums a little bit, sometimes a lot. Sometimes we need to send you out as well for some bone contouring because it doesn't allow the uniformity of the veneers to look right. And when you smile, I don't care how white your teeth are, if they're different heights and different sizes, it just doesn't quite look straight. And so, yes, always address the gum tissue. I think that should be something that's always addressed for sure.
It's just part of the overall design.
Part of it. Yep, it's part of it.
Okay.
It's the frame of the teeth. And if the frame is not straight, then it makes everything else look crooked as well.
Okay. Should patients be asking about that as part of their consultation? And
I always bring it up, but if you're going to a dentist who doesn't bring it up, they should definitely ask about that.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because that's a big thing. And it needs to be addressed in almost every single case.
Really?
It's very rare that I don't adjust at least a small portion of the gums.
Okay. And adjust, by adjust, you mean?
I mean laser, remove, vaporize. There's a lot of good words for it that probably nobody wants to hear. But
okay. Augmenting the gums.
Augmentation is probably the right way. Yes, that's probably the right word. Gum augmentation is almost always necessary.
Okay, perfect. Good, great. If a dentist does not give a set of temporary veneers prior to the permanent placement, how likely is a patient to think their final result is beautiful or not?
Oh, wow. That comes down to patient psychology, really. I know an office who almost never does temporaries that act as templates for the finals, and they seem to be very successful with it. Me, on the other hand, I'm the opposite. I want the patients to have some say in it. And so I like them wearing, at least for a couple of hours in my office, I like them to wear temporary veneers. I want to make that decision with them. Again, it goes back to like, what if you had a nose job and then you could wake up halfway through and be like, oh, take a little bit more off the tip. Like I like that kind of feedback. And so kind of when you go the route where you don't wear temporaries, or at least don't see a template in your mouth, other than your natural teeth, then we're just guessing. That's what I call prep and pray. You're preparing the teeth and you're praying you get something back that they like. I'm not a big fan of that. But it does work in some dentists' hands. And I would say those dentists have done thousands of cases probably, and people kind of know what they're getting into when they go to those offices, and they do a great job with it. Some of my best friends do it that way. And while I don't agree with it, it doesn't mean it's the wrong way.
Okay. And can you explain what a temporary is? It's not the Play-Doh that we were talking about.
No, so the temporary is after we've prepared your teeth, whether we've got to drill them or not, we will put in so we'll order a smile design. After the consultation, we'll order a smile design from a lab. And that's where I've discussed with the lab, I'd like to make this one longer, this one shorter, this one shaped this way, this one shaped that way. And they design the smile to our specifications. And then once I get that back, I will take a negative of it, like an impression of that, and I can stick that in your mouth with some material in it, which is basically plastic. And then we slide it in your mouth and it covers your veneer preparations typically. And then you can see it'll act as like a template for the finals. And it works really, really good. And it gives you the chance to wear that around for a week or 2 or 3, depending on how long it takes to get the final ones hand layered. So I think it's a great way to know what you're getting. But yeah, again, not all dentists do it that way.
I love that option. I had the 3D modeling option when I, got the clear aligners, but I didn't really feel like it ended up looking that way. That would have been so great to have a temporary.
Yeah, again, you never know what it's really going to look like when it looks until you get it in your mouth. And I will say that the finals never match the temporaries perfectly because there are limitations you have in temporaries versus finals. But it'll give you a good idea. Like at least we want to know the right length in the right width and thickness and color. And that helps us to get those a lot easier, I feel like.
I love this. This is like an epiphany to me. Dr. Allen, before you tell us about the smile enhancement trend that everyone is seeing and should be questioning, can you tell us about a patient whose results you're just really proud of, someone where the entire veneer treatment came together beautifully?
Oh, I mean, make me pick. This is one of my early ones, and I think this is why it had such a big impact on me. I had this girl named Monica come into my office, and as part of the process, I always asked them, like, why now? Like, why do you want to do this now? And she said, well, and she had very stained teeth. They weren't unhealthy, but they were very stained, stained white, stained yellow, stained brown. And she said, I was looking at my wedding photos with my kid, and I can't remember how old the kid was, younger, like 5, 6, 7, something like that. And I realized that I did not smile in any one of my wedding photos. And so I said, what will this do for you? So that's another question I always ask is what will getting veneers do for you? She's like, it'll allow me to be my real self. And so we went through the process. We did 8 or 10 veneers on her. I don't remember. And this was probably, I don't know, 7 years ago, probably now. And I still get DMs from her saying how much she loves her smile and how much of a life-changing experience it was for her. And so from a selfish perspective, this is the best job ever. It's super stressful and super hard sometimes. And every dentist wants to do this until they actually start doing it, because it's not for the faint-hearted. But when you have an experience like that, and I'm lucky to have those quite often, it makes it all worth it. And on top of that, you get to make these really cool relationships with really cool people. I had another one recently, girl named Alyssa. I asked her the why. She said, well, I'm going to get married soon, hopefully. I don't think she was even engaged yet, but I'm going to hopefully get married soon. And my dad's disabled, and I know he's not going to be with me a whole lot longer. And I just want to be my real self while I'm walking down the aisle with my dad in the wheelchair. And like, she starts crying, I start crying, and we're all crying, and it's like the worst thing ever. And I'm like, stop it right now. We're not talking about this. But yeah, it has an impact on you as a human. There's a human aspect of this that is majorly overlooked. Everybody thinks it's just these little pieces of glass, but I am super, super lucky that I have the ability to help people be themselves. And it's so cool.
I love that. You're so blessed and your patients are so blessed. Let's do the math. 800 trainings times plus all the patients.
I mean, even if they treat one patient at a higher level, like it's such a blessing I have. I always tell people I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I've got a beautiful wife, wonderful family, great staff. I'm eating well. Am I stressed sometimes? Sure, but man, life is good, and I get to make great connections all the time.
That's great. I'm so happy for you. Sidebar: being in kind of that position where you're always kind of working, what do you do to kind of keep your body healthy?
Oh man, blessed with good genetics. Thankfully, I need to do more, because yeah, I'm leaning over all the time. Yeah, I don't have any tricks for that. Sorry. I do wear ergonomic loops, which help a lot. They force me into this position, sitting straight up, as opposed to leaning over. So that's helped a lot. I've really gotten into those probably the last year or so.
Oh, great.
But yeah, I'd say that's probably the best thing to do.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, we've all been waiting. Dr. Allen, what is the smile design trend we are seeing all over social media right now that you feel maybe you should be questioning?
Well, so I'm probably a little bit to blame for this, because when we created Lux No Prep Veneers, like, it kind of went viral. And so a lot of people are asking about no prep veneers. Can I get my veneers without having to shave my teeth? And that's kind of a double-edged sword, because I will say that in every single no prep case, there is some type of aesthetic compromise. Like, you are making a compromise in one way or the other. I would say that most of my no prep cases, which there's a lot of them out there at this point, would look slightly better if we were to drill the teeth a little bit more. And so that's something that you need to weigh as a patient. Do I value no drilling and slightly less aesthetics, or am I okay with, or do I want just the most aesthetic case that you can give me? I will say that my wife, we drilled her teeth because I didn't ever want to think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to make sure that she had the best smile I could give her, that I wasn't going to be staring at. And I knew that it would be better if we were to drill her teeth a little bit. That being said, we can do some pretty amazing stuff with these ceramics with just slightly adjusting the teeth, which I call nearly no prep. Most of the time, I don't even need to numb the patients for that. And their teeth look better after I make those adjustments than they did when they walked in the door. A true no preparation case is maybe 5% of the population can qualify for a true, beautiful, like no compromises, no preparation case. So not many, but when we do near no preparation, so like we're just rounding some corners and maybe dusting off a little bit of the outside enamel on the fancy words, distal line angles of the central incisors, that allows my ceramist enough room to still make the case beautiful with almost all of your enamel intact. And so I would say that it is kind of a popular tagline that you need to know that you're getting into. Make sure you've seen a lot of the dentist's no preparation teeth or their no prep veneer cases before you go in and sign on the dotted line, because I've seen some hideous stuff out there. And they kind of got a bad rap because people would do them without even thinking. They just throw it on everything. And while, yes, it's a blessing that you didn't shave your enamel, you still look ugly. And so I feel like you got to be a little bit careful what you get. And not all no prep veneers are created equal. Only the highest of the high-end labs are able to do it at a really beautiful level. And so if you're paying $1,000 a unit for a no prep veneer, just know that you're probably not getting the highest quality of everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They honestly should range from 2,000, 2,500 up to 5,000 or 6,000 a unit, just based on the talent that these ceramists have to make these beautiful, teeny little pieces of glass. And then these dentists who are skilled enough to take that teeny little piece of glass and make it strong and beautiful and functional on your mouth. It's a lot. It's not a commodity. It's an art. It's an art that's also functional. It's like a Ferrari. Like a Ferrari is a beautiful piece of art that just so happens to be crazy fast and very functional. And you don't realize how much you use your teeth all day. You chew all day long. You're speaking all day long, and they have to function good for a really long time.
Exactly. Okay. So wow, veneering is really an art.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not, like I said, it's not for the faint of heart, because it's demanding from the patient's perspective, from the lab's perspective, and from the dentist's perspective.
Dr. Allen, thank you. Thank you for taking your time to talk with the Beauty Seek community.
This is fun.
Yes, I've really enjoyed this. You've helped our beauty seekers understand that veneers they're not just a cosmetic choice, and they're a commitment for life, ideally.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And the dentist and their techniques, they matter more than most people probably realize going in.
I believe that's true. But I'm super nerdy, so I can talk about this stuff all day long. And there's definitely stuff that I don't know. And there's definitely dentists who do amazing work out there all over the world. So a lot of people will say, don't go here for veneers or don't go here for veneers. Go wherever you want to go, but make sure that you understand what you're getting into before you get into it.
So that would be a great question to end on. To how can a patient, what are the 3 to 5 questions that they should ask for sure if the dentist isn't asking them?
Show me your work. I want to see what you've done. I want to see before and after pictures. I would ask, like how much of this tooth structure do we need to shave to achieve the most aesthetic result? You need to know the cost, of course. Definitely ask the cost. And I mean, honestly, more than anything, try to connect with that dentist. Like, make sure that you're totally comfortable with that person who's working on maybe one of the most visible places on your body. Everybody looks at people's smiles. They really, really do. Yeah. There's a funny meme going around where the guy is missing his front tooth and he's also missing an eyebrow. Nobody ever notices the eyebrow. Everybody notices the tooth.
Seriously.
Yep. It's pretty funny.
Because we pay more attention to the smile?
Yeah, everybody pays more attention to the smile. Unless you're somebody who does eyebrows. Then I understand that.
Yeah, then of course you do. Thank you so much once again for educating our community. I'd love to have you back. We're so grateful you're here with us today, and you are a gift to the community.
Well, thank you. I hope you have a great day.
what we call less invasive procedure would do the job as well. It's often because of laziness of the dentist that he's going for a more invasive procedure